Good morning. Good morning. Let me welcome you all here this morning to the Center of Peace and our Sunday morning celebration. I am so delighted that you all are here with us this morning, celebrating life and celebrating love. We have a wonderful service in store this morning. We are changing our flow of service around a tad bit. You'll see there'll be plenty of music this morning. I hope you will enjoy it. We have our licensed professional practitioners assisting us this morning in our service. We have this morning leading us in our treatment, Zuma Gonzalez. We have leading us this morning in the ringing of our chakra bowl, Cynthia Banks. We have leading us this morning in our selected sacred readings and affirmation this morning, Alima A. Boyd. We have holding consciousness for us this morning, knowing the truth about our time together and it's unfolding in the most wonderful and magnificent way. In quiet repose, we have Carletta Murray and Deborah Ford holding consciousness from afar this morning, who will be joining us soon. Our songs this morning are being sung forth through Miss Patricia Watson and Mr. Stephen Wise. Yeah, in the house, all the way from Jamaica. Our greeters this morning is someone who... No, I'm looking at you. I wanted to say that. Someone who is newly stepped up to volunteer, Miss Sheila Dinkins, and we are greatly appreciative of it. We're glad. We have Al and Vern on the ones and twos. I think we're all set. With that, I'm going to invite you just to bring your full awareness, your full recognition into this moment, and to be here so completely and let everything else go.
Recognizing the truth of what is God. God is. God is the love, the unity, the joy, the peace. God is all there is, knowing that it is only one power. It is only one presence. That is all united in love, from love, as love. God is. The trees and the birds and the beautiful weather and the people and every thought and every idea, everything, everywhere, always is God. And in that, obviously, I have to be one with it. I am one with that divine presence. I know this to be the truth for myself. I know it to be the truth for each and every one, here and everywhere. All God. And I'm knowing that this service today manifests, expresses, unfolds absolutely perfectly. The rhythms and the sounds and the words and the thoughts and the love and the smiles and the hugs and everything that represents love to each and every one of us is expressed here today. I am so, so grateful. So grateful, knowing that the words that flow from Reverend Twana's mouth today are always, always, always coming from her heart, coming from her soul, coming from that place where God touches her. And for that, too, I give thanks. In gratitude, then, I place these words in the activity of the law, knowing that it all unfolds perfectly. It is all perfect right now. It is as it is because it is the way God desires it to be. It is the truth, and with that, we anchor by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Zuma, for that wonderful treatment this morning. And right now, what I'd like to do is invite you all to join us as we read together our vision and our mission statement this morning. You can find it if you have downloaded the flow of service with the QR code that is in the back of your seats. You can also find our vision and our mission to the right of me. If you would please join me. Our vision: a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission: the center of peace is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I'd like to invite you to stand and join in singing us in our congregational song, I'm One, written by our retired licensed professional practitioner, Bayless Webb. The words, the lyrics to the song, excuse me, you can find if you downloaded the QR code that is behind your seat or on one of the seats in front of you. And there are also the lyrics just going around on a piece of paper for those who do not have a phone.
Perfect Spirit, pure loving Spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me where'er I go. I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit, it lives within me. And so, I am a spirit, I think a spirit, its life is my life, I know. God's life is my life, I know. God's life is my life, I know.
And so while we're standing in this moment, I'd like to invite you all just to gaze around the room, allow your eyes simply to settle and set on someone quite naturally. Welcome them, let them know that they are honored and loved and they are welcome here. Yes. If you're going to hug, make sure you ask to hug before you grab them. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. You may be seated. You may be seated. So we are, as I said, moving things around in the service this morning. So what I'd like to say is welcome, welcome, welcome again to you all this morning. Those who are here with us live and in flesh, those who are joining us via via Facebook Live and our YouTube channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here. And if this is your first time here with us on a Sunday morning celebrating life and celebrating love, I would invite you to stand if you feel comfortable so that we may welcome you into our home by allowing love to flow through our hearts through the extension of our hands. If you are new, please stand if you feel comfortable. All right. All right. Center of Peace, if you would join me just allowing love to be expressed from our hearts as it flows throughout our hands as we say, welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
We know who you really and truly are.
We know who you really and truly are.
A unique and divine expression of love itself.
A unique and divine expression of love itself.
We honor you.
We honor you.
And we welcome you
We welcome
to the Center of Peace.
Center of Peace.
Thank you. You may be seated. Yes. All right.
Good morning, TCP. It is so good to be here. Oh my God. So different being in person than watching you on YouTube from Nova Scotia. So this song we're going to be doing this morning is called You Got the Power. And you know Reverend T has been talking about letting go of the ish. Now is new. This is the time. So this song I wrote, it actually came to me in a dream. And it's about literally moving through the ish, standing in your power, and just allowing it to be. Because that's who you are. God's divine instrument. Here we go. You got the power. You got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. Nothing can stop you now. You have style, you have drive, you have the power. You got the power in your heart. You got that power in your soul. You got that power in your mind. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You can overcome anything that seems to get in your way. You can overcome anything that gets in your way. You got the power in your heart. You know you got it in your soul. You got that power in your mind. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You go through life separated from your source, not knowing the depths of your being, not knowing who you truly are. We seek to find our wholeness in many, many different ways. You know that secret lies within you. Go within and find your passion. Awaken to your heart's desire. You got the power in your heart. You know you got it in your soul. You got that power in your mind. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power in your heart. You know you got it in your soul. You got that power in your mind. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. Come on. You got the, come on, sing with me. Come on, get up and dance. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. Two more times. You got the power, you got the power. Believe it. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got the power, you got the power, you got the power. You got this. Thank you.
Oh, we do have the power. How wonderful. I'm Marie Amy Taylor. I am a Secretary of the Board here at TCP. Welcome to have you all here today. We can't hear you. Oh, yeah. Hello. Now I really have the power, right? All right. I'm Marie Amy Taylor. I am Secretary of the Board here at TCP. I join everyone in welcoming you and giving you quick announcements. Supporting Family Forward. Is Donna Brown here? Yes. All righty. If you could come forward and just share a little bit with us about that initiative.
Good morning. It's that time of year. It's back to school. And if you have kids, grandkids, neighbors, or whatever, you know what's buzzing. And in the past, we have partnered with Families Forward to assist them with the families in their shelter. They are the only shelter in the city that does not separate families, fathers, and siblings over 18 that are male. So everyone stays intact. So in the last couple of years, we have done a financial contribution because uniforms are essential and expensive. So, beginning today through the month of August, you can make a financial contribution to Families Forward. More information will be forthcoming in detail in the upcoming newsletter, Constant Contact. But if you want to make a contribution today or any other Sunday, you can use the financial envelope in the back of your chair. You can make a cash or check and simply put your name, because it will be, but it will be contributed to you, attached to your name. So just put your name, but make sure you put Families Forward Philly or FF Philly on it if you use the envelope, and if you use a check to do that also. And you can also do it through Breeze. You'll see the drop-down menu. But more information will be in the upcoming weekly emails. Thank you. Remember our children.
Thank you, Donna. I'm looking at all the color. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Children and youth will be on break, so for the entire month of August, we have that initiative off. Care Circle information. That information on how to get involved and who to contact was sent out last week through Constant Contact. I'd like to thank Allende Lambert, who's Vice President of the Board, for all the work that you do in making the Constant Contact really constant. So thank you for that. And to that end, Creating Community Beyond Walls continues. That is our monthly foray to the beautiful beaches of New Jersey. I believe it's Ocean City. And the next one is August 23rd. You can scan the QR code at the greeters table for more information. I understand a good time was had by all the last time. All righty. And parking at the community center, that seems to have been worked out. The gate is up and we're all happy about that. It will be up until 1:30, and anyone who has to leave after that, you have to get a token from the good people that are inside the building at the end on the left. And the final notice here is that our wonderful practitioners, and you all are wonderful, are available as always after service for individual prayer and support, and also during the week for meditation and also personal care and support. So they are there, and you can find all the information about them on the website as well. So thank you.
Good morning, Center of Peace. Good morning. I'd like to invite you all to please stand and read the affirmation with me. If you have it on your phones, or if you have the QR code. Does everyone have it? All right, I will. I'll read it slowly, and you can repeat after me. I see each now.
I see each now.
New moment of my life.
New moment of my life.
As a gift from Spirit.
As a gift from Spirit.
That I am deeply grateful for.
That I am deeply grateful for.
I show my gratitude.
I show my gratitude.
By living each moment.
By living each moment.
To the fullest.
To the fullest.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now for our reading. Our reading is entitled, How to Build Your Tomorrow Today. Life is an adventure in which we never know what is going to happen just beyond the turn of the road. But too often, our today is filled with regrets over the past. If we could convince ourselves that the limitations of the past need not be carried into the future, what a happy outlook we should have. One of the outstanding things that Jesus taught was that the mistakes of yesterday can be canceled, that God's creation is always taking place, and no matter what the experiences of yesterday may have been, they can be changed. Jesus did not seem to think that this change required months and years of strenuous effort. Unlike those around him, he knew that God, or the divine spirit, wishes only good for everyone. He knew that we are all rooted in pure spirit, in perfect life, and that at any moment we can so unify ourselves with the power of good that evil will disappear from our experience. Even as what we did yesterday set the law of life in motion to create what we are doing today, so what we are doing today sets the same law in motion to create what will happen to us tomorrow. What we did yesterday is carried over into today only because we give our consent to it. What we are thinking and doing today can create the kind of tomorrow we wish to experience if we will change our outlook on life. But since today is the only day in which we live, and yesterday has forever passed, the change that we need to make within ourselves must be made today. And so we have to live each day as though it were complete and perfect within itself. We have to live each day as though all the joy there is in the universe were ours now. And we have to live each day as though all the joy we ever expect to experience were ours now. If we make every day a day of praise and thanksgiving, a day in which we recognize the divine bounty and the eternal goodness, and if we live today as though God were the only presence and the only power there is, we would not have so much to worry about. We would not have to worry about tomorrow. That reading comes from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, pages 190 to 191, and both the affirmation and the reading were submitted by licensed practitioner Marilyn Watkins.
Greetings, greetings. How are you all? So good to be home again. You know, they say home is where the heart lives. All right, so you get the message, right? So, I mean, before I begin, I just got to say that, you know, in line with the teachings of this beautiful community here, which I am very proud of, that y'all are still the same faces. That shows a lot of stability and consistency. Hats off to the Reverend and the whole community. And the work that y'all are doing was exemplified in what happened here today, right? The technology failed, but the human spirit kept it going, right? And that's what it's about. We can't get around the technology, right? Because it's not going anywhere. It's going to get deeper. But we have to balance it with nature, right? And our human self, because they're trying to take our humanism away, right? Transhumanism is coming, but we have to hold on to our human side, right? So without further ado, I'd like to invite up my two cronies in music. And here's a song from my latest album, Surrender to Love. Some of you might know it. Humble yourself for love's sake. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Surrender to love. Reverb. Surrender to love. Surrender to love. Surrender to love. Surrender to love. I know it's hard sometimes to forgive someone who has caused you so much pain. You gotta forgive them. But it's only your ego, my ego, playing tricks on us again. Yes, it is. So what do? Humble your mind and set yourself free. Be free. Oh, surrender to love. Surrender to love. Y'all remember that? Surrender to love. Surrender to love. Just know the greatest challenges in your life are really blessings from deep down in your soul. Don't be afraid to put your heart out there. Can't go higher till you do. Let all your feelings show. Let them show, let them show. Why? 'Cause love is much stronger than fear. It's so clear, yeah. Oh, surrender to love. Come on, y'all. Surrender to love. 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 Be free. Can I play? Be free. Remember, love is much stronger than fear. Yes, it's so clear. Oh, surrender. Oh, surrender. Surrender. Surrender to love. 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 Surrender to Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, I did bring CDs with me, yes, just to throw that out there. But actually, they're not in the form of CDs. I bring flash drives. You know, we're talking about that technology, right? Okay. So this is new. Can I take you there? Can we go there? We don't want to come back. That's the only catch. Don't come back. Rise up. Rise up. Whoa, yeah. Crystal people. Rise up. Rise up within yourself. Children of light, rise up into your well. And it goes something like this. Ascension, ascension. Ascension, ascension. Reflect on this meditation. Raise up your vibration. A star generation, a new spiritual nation. All are we, lift we higher from the valley low to meet highest heights. Ascension, ascension, that's what time it is. Ascension, ascension, now check it out. Higher dimensions beyond space and time. Up the spinal column to the first eye. From the root of the body temple to the crown is the seat of the Most High. Open up your heart and let the love shine on in. Live to be free and peace and harmony, yeah. Lift we higher, all will come to know the majesty of I and I. Ascension, ascension. Ascension, ascension. Ascension, ascension. Ascension, ascension. Your inner verse and find peace within. Be still, watch miracles begin. Words have power, so watch what you say. Vibrate true love in every way. Lift we higher. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We can do this. Thank you so much. Peace and love. So listen, if you want to hear more, I am going to be doing a concert at the Nile next Sunday, 4 to 6. We'd like to see everybody's face in the place so we can get a vibe.
Bring your dancing
Bring a
shoes.
vibe. All right, blessed love. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, my darlings.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Can we give Stephen Wise another round of applause? my gosh. For some of you who don't know, Stephen was one of our regular musicians for many, many, many years. From the beginning. Yes, certainly before me, Stephen was here. And he and his family now live in Jamaica, and every now and then he treks back, and we're delighted that he's here with us today. Yeah. And what about that Patricia Watson? Can we give her a round of applause? That was wonderful. All right. I think I got too much up here today. So, this morning, we are continuing on looking at our theme for the year, a year of releasing. Let that ish go. Live in joy. Now, I was thinking about that this morning, all week, I should say, and it's clear to me there's so much to let go. There's so much. Deborah Ford said, yep, to let go. And our theme for the month, which is Now is New, offered up to us by our licensed professional practitioner, Zuma Gonzalez. Thank you, because now is new. I'd like to start this morning with just a few of our spiritual principles that is also titled What We Believe, written by Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind. If you have our QR code and you download it, there's a button on there that'll take you to spiritual principles. You'll have what I have in front of me. It has a little bit more jargon than you'll find if you just simply do a search for Ernest Holmes and What We Believe. So here we go. This morning we're working with spiritual principle number 1. And it states, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe that this one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. Spiritual principle number 8. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Spiritual principle number 9. We believe in the healing of the sick and control of conditions through the power of this mind. And finally, spiritual principle 11, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. For we understand that the life of all is God. And so, right off the bat this morning, you can go ahead and let your neighbor know few things are certain. No need to wait. Tell the other neighbor, few things are certain. And
Not even death and taxes.
few things are certain. Helen Richardson. And I've come to learn that this teaching is not about certainty and convenience. Few things are certain. And if you're here looking for certainty, I should let you know right now, you're in the wrong place. Certainly you are. I can remember when I was in my 20s, and I was searching, I was seeking, and I wanted to know more about life, more about God, and I met this girl, and we were talking about life, and we were talking about God, and I said, I want to be certain that I'll go to heaven. And she said, well, and I say this with the most updue respect. She said, all you have to do is accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And I said, really? It's that simple? Like, certainty is on hand, is that simple? You know, just out of nowhere, it's granted. Whether or not you are aware of it, oftentimes we come into places like this because we are seeking certainty. And we are seeking convenience. And if you are not careful, your certainty will make you do some crazy things. Your desire for certainty will make you do some crazy things. It's out in the world. Some of you might be familiar with the state of Florida. And there they are wanting to rewrite history. Certainty will make you want to do some crazy, crazy things. But in this teaching, it's not enough for us just to leave it out there. We too must look within ourselves, search to see if anything within us is seeking certainty and convenience. Telling the same story and holding on to your story, whether you know it or not, is an act that stems from a sense of certainty. And at the end of the day, the only thing that you'll be certain of is your story. You can be certain of your story. And we've been working all year long to uncover these thoughts and these ideas that live inside of us that keeps us from living in joy. Any idea or any thought that gets in the way of us living in joy. We said all along, the only thing that we're keeping is what is essential. Everything else, everything else, everything else, everything else has got to go. This idea of certainty and convenience has got to go. It's got to go. Listen, its roots run deep. As I was thinking about the message, I was taking a look back in my own life and what I can see and what I can remember, that almost everybody in my life was seeking certainty and convenience. I ain't talking about the people here at the Center of Peace, but you know, those other people in my life. Certainty, convenience. And our simple affirmation with its broad implications that now is new, it calls on us to embrace uncertainty and to trust. To embrace uncertainty and to trust. And that is no small thing. I mean, my God, it was Jesus himself who said, my God, why? Why? A little bit about trust, just to get us anchored in that a little bit more. I want to read what Ernest Holmes says. I'm reading from page 455. He says, if one wishes to embody an ideal and is willing to give up all else to attain it, then he or she is fasting and praying. He or she is sublimating an old idea with a new and better one. If he is willing to abstain from the old and cling to the new, then he is giving greater reality to the new, and in this way, contacting the law from a more affirmative angle. A steadfast determination to attain some purpose, the letting go of all that opposes it, a complete reliance upon the law of good, and an unqualified trust in spirit. That means you ain't got to see it. You ain't got to touch it. You ain't got to smell it. You ain't got to, none of that. It's an unqualified trust in spirit. It is in the book of Isaiah that it is spoken, it's something like this, and it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they speak, I will hear. It's this, an unqualified trust. Ernest Holmes says, all of us seek to know that not only is all and everything available to us, but all of us seeks to know that when we call, when we speak, that something will answer, that something will hear, that we all desire for something to respond to us when we say, help. Yes. We do. And on page 495 and 496, Ernest Holmes, he says this in a reading titled, The Mind That Jesus Used. We are to let the mind be in us, which was in Jesus Christ. Note carefully the manner in which the expression is used. The mind which was in Christ Jesus. Not our personal mind, but the divine mind. The mind which was in Christ Jesus was the mind of truth. Hence, he became the way. But we are also to become the way. And this can be accomplished only when we use the same mind that he used, which is the mind of God. We have the mind of Christ in such a degree as we trust implicitly in the universe and no longer do those things which contradict the fundamental goodness. From this mind proceeds the perfect law, which is the law of liberty. This mind is God working in and through us. God can work for us only by working through us. Consequently, there is no other name under heaven whereby a man may be saved. Not the name of Jesus, but the mind of Christ. Ernest Holmes was a bad boy. Woo! To give up all else, to embrace uncertainty. Dennis Merritt, in his book, The Art of Uncertainty, he says it is an art. He said it is to live in the mystery of life and loving it. To live in this moment, whatever it is, and loving it. If loving life is wrong, I don't want to be right. If it's wrong, I don't want to be right. The reading suggested that we should give up all else. And last week we explained it this way. In the giving up of all else, for us it is an act of changing our thinking and changing our mind and changing our behaviors and changing our actions. That is the act of giving up all else. It's not just changing your thinking, and that's it. It's not just changing your mind, and that's it. It's not just that you change your behavior, and that's it. It's not just that you change your act, and that's it. You've got to embrace them all to live in joy. If Tony Montana was here, he might have to change up his words a little bit to, what do I trust? What do I trust? My mind. That's what. Come on, say it with me. What do I trust? What do I trust? My mind. That's what. The mind of God that is within me and the mind of God that is within you. What do I trust? What do I trust? My mind. That's it. What do I trust? What do I trust? The divine power and presence that is ever available to me, that hears me when I cry, that answers me when I pray. What do I trust? My mind. My mind. See, it is easy to trust. I'm sorry, it's easy to trust that now is new and that all is available to me until your life is turned upside down. It's easy to trust and fully embrace trust until the thing that you used to count on is no longer available to you. It's easy to trust. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about in 2016 when Reverend Sheila first got her diagnosis. And suddenly what we used to count on was no longer available to us. It wasn't available to us. This is the time to trust. Don't get stuck and don't get caught in trying to bring forth something that's not even available to you. You know what I'm saying? Like on the phone, you call, you try and get something, ma'am, that is not available. That is no longer available. The thing you had, like if you scheduling a trip to go somewhere on a flight and you go and then you go back 5, you're like, let me think about it. You go back 5 minutes, it's like, that's not even available. The flight is not there anymore. So don't get caught up in trying to hold on to something that's no longer available. Ernest Holmes says to abandon trust in a time of need is not to know trust. It's not to know trust. So, our simple affirmation that now is new, and fully embracing this affirmation, this simple affirmation and its broad implications, it feels risky. It feels risky to let it all go. It feels risky when you've given up everything. Growth, it feels risky. But one thing is for certain, you are not here because you don't want to grow. This isn't a place that people are here because the mama is here and daddy is here and granddaddy is here. That's not what's going on. You're not here because you don't want to grow. You're here because you do want to grow. We're not here to stay the same. To stay the same, to not change our thinking, to not change our mind, to not change our behaviors, and to not change our actions. We are not here not to do those things. No. Not changing your behavior, not changing your actions, not changing your thinking, not changing your mind, it is risky. It is risky. And in case you're wondering, there is a stark difference between what is risky and what feels risky. What is risky is living life where you are drawing from the same old-ish. That's risky. It's risky. What's risky is wishing for what's no longer there. Ma'am, that is no longer available. It's risky. What's risky is never changing your mind. It's risky. What's risky is reacting, never pausing to consider your actions. It's risky. What's risky at the center of peace, if we don't embrace this now moment, if we don't live in it and love in it and rejoice in it, it's risky. It's risky. What's risky is thinking what you need can only be found outside of yourself. It's risky. It's risky when you don't embrace the allness and the fullness of this moment and affirm and know that before I even ask, that the prayer is already answered. It's risky. What feels risky, however, is trust. It's not risky. It just feels risky. What feels risky is love, but it's not risky. It just feels risky. What feels risky is letting go, but it's not risky. There's a stark difference between what is risky and what feels risky. Now is new. Now is new. And before we call, Spirit will answer. And even as we are thinking it, Spirit will hear. Before I can even ask for it, Spirit is already answered. Oh, you got to come to believe. You've got to come to trust. I believe. I don't say that I believe just because I'm standing up here and I can say I believe. I'm not one who will often just allow things to fly out of my mouth. Listen, if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't say I believe it. Now is new. All is available to me, and all is available to you. Life is good, ever increasing, expansive. Love is good. Joy is good. Life is to be lived and enjoyed, to live it in this moment and to love it. I believe. I believe. I'm not afraid of what feels risky anymore. I'm not afraid of what feels risky anymore. I've come to know the difference, and we've all have got to come to know the difference between what is risky and what feels risky. That's all I got. Practitioners, come on and join me. Let us in this moment just simply rejoice and give thanks. To know that we know that we know, to ascend, and to know that we got the power. Truly, there is but one life, one mind, one power, one presence, one essence, one energy. It is divine in its nature. It is pure in its intent. It's in me and it's in you. All of the intelligence that there is, all of the wisdom that there is, this infinite love that is and is and is and is forever becoming more and more and more is available to me, and it is available to you. I believe this. We can never be separate and apart from the allness and the goodness of God Almighty, all love, all joy. Never, never. And here and now, let us come together to affirm and to know truly that all of life meets us right where we at. That when deep speaks unto deep, that deep answers. You can trust it. Though it might feel risky, you can trust it. Though love might feel risky, I affirm and know for you, and I affirm and know for me that I can trust it. I'm not seeking what is convenient. I'm not seeking what is certain. But everything in me, and I affirm and know that everything in you is coming to know and to accept the allness that is right before our eyes, the allness that is within us, the allness and all that we can see when we look into each other's eyes and experience love and joy and laughter, the goodness and the graciousness of God, that it is all, and it is available to me just as it is available to you. Let us come to know today, affirm and declare and decree, to know this truth about each other, that something hears when you pray, that something hears when you cry, that something responds when you pray, that something responds to your every need, that something responds to your every desire, not later, but now. Because now is new. Now is new. Let us affirm and trust and affirm and know all the day. What do I trust? What do I trust? My mind. That's what. What do I trust? What do I trust? My mind, the same mind that was in Jesus the Christ. My mind. That's what. Oh, I'm so grateful to be able to speak these words today, to know surely that these words are divine, is a divine idea in the mind of God. Every word that has been spoken is a divine idea in the mind of God, seeking expression through us, and it's having its way right here and right now. I declare and I decree that our lives are changed now. I declare and I decree that we are living in joy now. I declare and I decree what once was hard is made easy. I declare and I decree that I'm letting things go, and you are too. And nothing gets in the way. I give thanks for this. I do. I give thanks for this. And I'm so moved in this moment simply to gather all the words that have been spoken, taking it so within ourselves, that surely in this moment that the word is made manifest. Let us see it. Let us call it what it is. Let us know that it is ours to enjoy, ours to receive, ours to give. Life is good. And all is available to me, and all is available to you. We accept this as already being so. Let us simply come together in agreement then by saying, and so it is.
Here I am, God is where I stand. God is standing strong where I breathe. God is breathing life in and out and through me as me, where I sing. Joy lifts my feet where I live. Beauty's flowing free in and out and through me as me. For where I die, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever.
So we're ready to move forward in our service. I'm going to call Helen and Vincent up as we prepare ourselves to move into that time and space where we come together to give to the center of peace. Take a moment and turn within with me. Let us get settled in knowing right here and right now that we are ever one with the eternal power and presence of God. It is infinite in its givingness. It is given all. From that place and that space, then we enter in joy as we come together to give to the center of peace. Where I surely and truly know that all that we receive, that it moves us forward and creating an even more safer place and an even more sacred space for anybody and everybody who is ready to embrace uncertainty, for anybody and everybody who is ready to live and to love this moment, so fully embracing it, trusting it. I know too that just as we are blessed by every cent that we receive, that the giver too is blessed. That the giver receives 1,000,000 times fold. And whatever you give, it's true. It's true. So, for every cent that we receive, I give thanks. I do give thanks. And so it is.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart aligned in purpose. Everything
all
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
Every day I sit and pray 'cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see,
Everything I hope and
all
everything I
that I've
dream,
been,
everything I feel
and all
and everything
that
I
I'll
be. I
ever
look
be
deep down and feel all exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
And so it is. So it is. Yeah. So as we prepare ourselves to stand and sing our closing song, I would invite our choir members up, those who will be leading us in the singing of our release. Once again, let us just give some love to Stephen Wise and Patricia Watson for a wonderful and beautiful day. Let me remind you that our licensed professional practitioners are on site and ready to join you in prayer. If you are in need of prayer, make sure you find one of our practitioners with the stoles on. They are ready to join you in prayer. You can find the lyrics to the song if you've downloaded the QR code, our release. Also, there is the lyrics floating around if you don't have the QR code and not familiar with the song.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God is at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you have got to let it go. Let it go. This is what you have to say, everybody. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle. No more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit, Holy Spirit. I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Only here. Yes, I'm only here for
And so, as we journey on throughout our week, oh wise ones, there is a stark difference between what is risky and what feels risky. And so it is. So it is.
I wish you faith in yourself to reveal all that you've come here to be. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. I wish you strength. I wish you courage. Wish you love, 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 love. I wish you purpose to create all your dreams and co-conspire with the light of your life. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Oh, your answers to eternity are always deep inside you. That freedom of expression is yours to choose on high. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Oh, love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my
No, you know what? I was supposed to do another song with the flute. That changed up at the last minute, which I tend to do in the magic.